got John Morrison on the line with us right now. John, how are you tonight, man?
Doing well. It's an honor to be the biggest guest you've ever had on the show. And like everybody else probably has been talking about tonight, I'm super excited for WrestleMania and excited for these shows for Pro Wrestling Syndicate on Thursday night versus Elijah Burke and Friday night versus Jushin Liger.
Well, you know, the match with Liger is something that immediately got my attention months ago when it was booked. And we promoted it all over our website and our various social media venues. And a lot of people from all over the world were intrigued by it. They thought this was going to be an awesome match. And it has to be intriguing for you to be booked against this icon like Liger has been over the past couple of decades. Let's get your thoughts, exclusive thoughts on your match coming up against Jushin Thunder Liger.
Well, I mean, Liger's a legend, and as somebody who knows what it takes to be a good competitive high flyer and knows what wear and tear can do to somebody, it's tough. It's tough to take the risks that Liger's taken for as long as he's taken and still be at the top of his game. So for me to step into the ring with him is a huge honor, and I'm hoping to steal a weekend with that match. I'm really excited. I'm not going to hold anything back, and I think it's going to be a match that should not be missed.
Absolutely. I know people from all over the world will be in the house. It's going to have a definite big fight feel, and it will be awesome. We've got a whole panel of panelists of people, but everyone's excited that you're on the line tonight, so I'm going to kick it to one of my co-hosts. I'm going to bring Toph in. Toph, man, you got any questions for John Morrison tonight?
Hey, Mr. Morrison. I'm a huge fan of you. Yes, Toph.
All right. What up?
I'm a huge fan of your work. I've been following your career for a long time, and I've always wanted to ask you, I like the tag team you had with The Miz when you guys were doing your thing in ECW. I don't know if you remember, but you guys had a tag team feud with the Colen brothers.
You don't know if I remember my tag team with The Miz?
Oh, well, you
falling on my head that much, bro.
Okay. Well, I like the tag team feud you guys have, the Colen brothers, and I was very excited for the match you guys had at WrestleMania 25. I actually ordered that show, and I was very sad because it got turned into a dark match at the last minute. I just wanted to know, did you guys know about that beforehand, or did it just kind of happen? Did they tell you?
We did know ahead of time, but it was a last-minute decision. I think that might have been the year that Kid Rock demanded for 17 minutes.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, that was that year. So we knew ahead of time. Although we prepped for that match for a month or two, thinking that we were going to open the show, and got bumped up by Kid Rock the week before.
Ah, okay.
But it's like I hats off to you, man. I think the Colens was one of my favorite all-time taunts for a tag team. Proof that fart jokes and ass jokes just they never get old. They just get funny. Or maybe
That's
they
awesome.
do get old sometimes. I don't know. Either way, I love that whole feud. The build up. Carlito and Primo, both guys are like super talented, almost as talented as I am, and the build up with the Miz was great. And I think him and I had really good chemistry. Like as a tag team, we had always something to say, and we were two distinct people, and we brought different things from different backgrounds, loud, annoying, confidence, and kind of my narcissistic Jim Morrison-esque, like softer confidence. And I thought that the interaction of us with the Colens and Carlito and Primo was awesome.
So, if you got anything else for John tonight?
Oh, yeah. A lot of people always compared you to Shawn Michaels, but I always thought that you were kind of a more cooler Matrix RVD kind of thing, and I just wanted to tell you that.
Thank you very much. Both those guys are legends.
Absolutely. And one guy I wanted to talk about specifically is CM Punk. Now, he has gone to these magnificent heights, and when you first took off as a singles competitor, you guys were side by side, and we all know the big match you had at that event in 2007. I don't really like to talk about. But it was a huge match, and it went to a series of matches you guys had that some weren't that great, some were freaking phenomenal. But what are your thoughts on CM Punk right now and how he's accomplished so much?
I'm proud of the guy. He's always had a real clear identity, knowing who he is and who he's wanted to be. And I think as far as being a successful wrestler, entertainer, that's really important. You have to emphatically be yourself. You have to have a very clear voice and know what your point of view is and how you relate to every other piece in the WWE puzzle. And he's done that for a very long time, and I think when he kind of got the free reign to be him and bring himself to the show a little bit more, his personality just oozed out of him and became super interesting, and he got over, and it's really cool to see.
Absolutely. Your series of matches were great on ECW. I was very intrigued by all of them. We're going to kick it to another one of my co-hosts tonight, and that's my man TLD, Will Vafita as well. You're on the air with John Morrison, man. What do you got?
Hey, John. It's awesome that you're on the show. This is kind of a highlight in my life right now. So one of my favorite things was I was at the Royal Rumble for the 40-man Rumble, and that was the first time you did the spot with the railing. I have to ask, talk about that, because that was something I've never seen before, and the crowd just ate that up because no one has ever done that. How did that come about?
Well, I guess without taking a big risk, you can't expect to get any reward. And that stunt was something that I'd had in mind, and a lot of people backstage I think were hoping that I was going to pull something out like that. I know Dean Malenko was hoping that I would be able to do something like that a lot, and basically when I went for it at the Rumble, there was a very good chance that I was going to not be able to grab onto the wall, or someone might have spilled a Coke on the railing, or someone was leaning over or something, and then I would have just been eliminated. So it was actually a pretty good adrenaline rush when I actually caught the wall and then stood up and walked and jumped back in the ring. It kind of felt just took a big risk, and it ended up working out. And it could have gone the other way, and I'm really glad it didn't, because it was one of the cooler moments that I've had in my entire career.
Yeah, I think a lot of people will always remember that. And to me, now that Kofi Kingston's kind of taken upon himself, but you were the catalyst for that, and I'll never forget that. Of all the live events I've been to so many WrestleManias, but that one moment to me was pretty awesome. So you made my Royal Rumble first time was pretty magical. So wanted to thank you for that. And one more thing was the slow-mo. Do you remember when that was first brought about, doing the slow-mo entrance and the fireworks? Because that's one of my favorite things. My girlfriend, sometimes in the car, will do that in slow-mo.
The slow-mo was a collaboration of a bunch of people, and it's just a hats off to the creative engine that is WWE, because I had mentioned an idea for slow-mo, and a couple of guys backstage had a similar idea, and then Stephanie really liked the idea, and everyone put their heads together, and that's what happened. And it was what we ended up with was even cooler than what I had originally thought of. So I think it just is one of those things where you should always be having ideas. If you're a talent, if you're an aspiring pro wrestler or a pro wrestler in the WWE on the roster, you should always, at any moment's time, have a bunch of cool ideas, because most of them are going to get turned down, but the ones that don't are going to end up being awesome.
Absolutely. It's great to kind of give your ideas yourself and not rely on the creative staff all the time. I'm going to kick it to my man, JCD. I know he's got a couple questions for you, John. John, go right ahead.
Hey, John. How's it going, man?
Good.
Good. Got a question for you. This may be going back a little. I remember you from the first Tough Enough. And I remember watching it, and when they were doing your thing, Kevin Dunn actually thought your style was like mocking because he said all you did was flips. Did you ever watch that and use that as like any type of like motivation or anything, or was it just something that was just like whatever he said it, I'm still going to be there someday?
It was more like whatever he said, that I'm still going to be there someday. I never really needed to go to a negative place to get motivation for myself to succeed. I always thrive better on positive energy, and I wanted to work for WWE for me, not in spite of anybody. And I feel like a lot of times people who do something out of spite, like eventually like lose steam or lose motivation, because really, if you're going to dedicate your life to being a sports entertainer with World Wrestling Entertainment, it really has to be because it's something that you're passionate about, and if you're not, you're going to fail. So that clip was funny, and it kind of had it coming on that part of the show. I misspoke when he asked me about a spin-a-rooney, and I had been a huge wrestling fan as a kid, and at that moment I hadn't watched as religiously as I did when I was a kid. I watched it all the time. And after that moment, I realized it's what I wanted to do. I started watching every week again, and when I came back for Tough Enough Season 3, it paid off because I knew who everybody was, and I was in a better place physically, too. I trained a little bit. I got in better shape. I learned how to do cooler tricks. So things like that, I think, just work out better in the long run.
Nice. And speaking of Tough Enough Season 3, any word? I haven't heard anything on him in a while. How's Matt Cappotelli doing?
He's doing good. I still keep in touch with him. He's like the most positive person that I know. And he's had like the worst bad luck of anybody that I know. But he's cancer free. He's happy, and that's it, man. And he's just all out like a great guy.
Awesome to hear. Thank you.
All right. Great question, JCD. Now, they just talked a little bit about the past, and I asked my question about the past, but I want to talk more about the future, and it's not about wrestling, man. And the thing about Pro Wrestling Powerhouse Radio is I'm a gym junkie. I love going to the gym and working out, and the term powerhouse is endearing for me. I think it has a lot of different meanings, and for me, I try to give our fans that platform to say, hey, get in shape if you're not in shape. Try to get yourself going. And you have StarshipPain.com and Out of Your Mind Fitness coming soon. And I'm very intrigued by this. Tell the fans a little bit about Out of Your Mind Fitness.
Perfect segue. I like it.
Like it, huh?
Out of Your Mind Fitness is one of the questions that I got asked most often, and I still get asked to this day most often, is what do you do to get in shape? What do you do to get abs? Do you train for parkour? How do you train for parkour? How do I train for parkour? How do I train for pro wrestling? And it got me thinking. I started doing this about 2 years ago with a close friend of mine named Jeff Carrier, who is also like one of those guys that has like 10 different personal training certifications. We started putting everything that I do to work out personally together, compiling it with a lot of his knowledge from training, and creating like a functional training regimen that anyone can start at any level. Like if you can do a push up if you can do a push up and a squat, you can start Out of Your Mind Fitness at level 1, and it takes you through progressions of body weight oriented strength building exercises up to level 5, which is really, really difficult. A quadruped push-up, a pistol squat, a one-armed pull-up. And the point of the whole thing is to show you how you can build your body to gain strength as opposed to just bench pressing or doing a treadmill or an elliptical trainer. The point of Out of Your Mind Fitness is to highlight the path, to show how to get from where you are to where you want to be. And it doesn't really matter if you ever get to be able to do a one-armed pull-up, because along the way you get into awesome shape. And that's the whole point of working out, to constantly stay challenged, mentally interested, and push your body through limits constantly so you're not stuck, and you can always break through that next plateau. Out of Your Mind Fitness for me is it's really personal. I've been working on it for 2 years. It's one of maybe the thing in my life that I've worked like the hardest on ever, and it's been really tough because I've been producing it without the help of anybody, really, without the help of World Wrestling Entertainment. We've got our team together, Jeff Carrier, Tom, Tony, Pete, and we're kind of just getting it done, and it's going to be available to be shipped on April 15th. So if you are interested, go to www.ooymfitness.com. You can pre-order it now. You can check out the videos. There's more information on there. So if you've got questions, check out the site and get yourself a copy of Out of Your Mind Fitness.
Absolutely. I think I'm going to. I've tried PWP Yoga. I think that's an awesome program as well. But this is a whole different beast, and that's what I like about it.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely going to check it out. And I urge all the fans out there listening to check it out as well. So go check out Out of Your Mind Fitness. It starts shipping, I believe. It has already shipped. Can you get it now?
You can pre-order it now. We're shipping on April 15th.
All right, big news. Not too far away. Less than 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So definitely go order it. I'm going to kick it to my man Seth, who's got a question for you tonight. John, Seth, you're on the line.
Hey, Mr. Morrison, how's it going?
Pretty good. How are you?
I actually met you a few years ago at a pre-Raw event dinner thing, and I had talked to you about how you got the name John Morrison, and you talked about making a list and giving it to Vince, and he had chosen John Morrison. But what I was wondering was, it seems as though WWE usually owns the rights to these names. So how were you able to go about continuing to use the name John Morrison with different promotions?
Mm-hmm. Brother, that's a bad question to ask.
Really?
WWE does own the rights to John Morrison. So I'll just leave it at that. I've advertised it at most of my events as FKA John Morrison, formerly known as John Morrison, or former WWE superstar John Morrison. And that's just kind of the route that I've taken henceforth.
I see. Okay. That's the only question I had. Yeah.
Sweet question, bro. Thanks.
Good job, Seth. Way to show the whole move, brother.
Sorry. I thought it would help.
Yeah, somebody bring it back up. Say something stupid, bro. Make it up. I don't know. Bring the mood back.
You ruined it, man. You ruined.
What's the thing? Seth? Is that your name, Seth?
Yeah.
Make me a list of names. Vince McMahon wants to change your name tomorrow. You gotta pick your wrestling nickname. You gotta make a list, and then Toast is gonna pick it, whatever it is. But you gotta go now. Can't wait.
That's tough. I like the name John Morrison. I thought it was really cool.
No. You have to pick a name for you.
Seth, go ahead. What's your name, be, bro?
A name for me?
Like stifle some up. Yeah.
Seth Michael.
No, you suck, dude. Come on.
That's awful.
Like
Mikey the Magnificent.
What? What'd you say?
Mikey the Magnificent.
All right, Seth, I'm cutting you off, man.
Wait a minute. Yeah, you should go for like a rhyme or an alliteration at least, because it's not necessarily what they would go for because they're reality based, but at least.
that was.
I don't know.
All right, John, let's get back on track here, brother, because I'm
not going to give up on this Seth thing. Now he started it. Now we're just gonna hover here and talk about stupid nicknames. Keep going, bro. I don't care. I want to hear at least one good nickname from Seth. It can't be Mikey the Magnificent. That's just coming out of left field.
I'll bring Seth back in a minute. I'm going to give him a couple minutes to actually think about this because, I know Vince McMahon putting on the spot is one thing, but I just wanted to ask you this. This is a question we ask every single guest, and some guests, they kind of struggle with it because it's something that they're not usually asked. And I give TLD credit for coming up with this concept, but give us a great road story, whether it's outlandish, crazy, funny, whatever. Give us just an awesome road story that you'll always remember.
All right, like in our remaining minutes. Yeah. I mean, I always thought like one fun time was when I first hit the road with Eminem. I got pulled over outside Cleveland. I was doing like 95 and a 60, and I was driving. Joey sitting shotgun, leaning in the back, and the cop pulled me over. You know, excuse me, do you know why I pulled you over? No, sir, I don't know. You're doing 95 and a 60. Oh, shoot. Well, we're excited. We just won the tag team championships, sir. It's like, what do you mean? Like, the WWE tag team championships. We just beat Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio. You know, we're going to celebrate. It's kind of a big deal. And he's like, wait a minute. You guys are pro wrestlers. And he didn't believe us. He's like, if you're really pro wrestlers, I want to see these titles. And we were like, all right. We had the titles in the back. So me and Joey got out of the car, and the cop was like so excited. Like we put both titles on him and turned him around and faced him towards the the squad cars have those squad car cameras.
Oh yeah.
He just like he's like, I want a picture, and we faced towards the squad car camera, and we're like, where's your camera? He's like, no, we're getting it. And we're like, all right, you want to pose or something? So we hit like a little snapshot pose to the squad car camera, and it happened to be right when this was driving by, and this pulled me and Joey over like a side in catering the other day, the next day at TV, and was like, "Is that you guys taking a picture with the officer on the side of the road?" That was good shit. I don't know. Anyway, that was a little road story for you guys. Fun times on the road.
That's awesome, man. I love it. Hey, man, Pro Wrestling Syndicate this week, and I'm pumped for it. Pro Wrestling Powerhouse TV, myself and Will TLD, we're going to be there with a camera. We're going to be filming like a live video blog for the fans. We're going to interview some fans, interview some wrestlers. If we catch up with you, we'd love to have you on for a couple quick comments, if that's possible. And I'm really
absolutely, man. Come find me. I'll answer some questions. Everybody out there listening, make sure to find that interview and listen to it. You can follow me on Twitter at @TheRealMorrison, and you can buy my fitness product, Out of Your Mind Fitness, at www.oomfitness.com. These guys are going to put a link up on their website or blog or something.
Yeah, man, we're going to. We're gonna. Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna put it up. I'll promote it, man. I'm gonna put it up on ProWrestlingPowerhouse.com for sure.
Awesome. And make sure to come out and check out the Thursday, me versus Elijah Burke, Pro Wrestling Syndicate, and Friday, me versus Jushin Liger, Pro Wrestling Syndicate. And I think we should end with this crazy nickname that Seth's been thinking about.
All right, I'm going to bring Seth back on. Seth, man, this is your chance. Let's think of the nickname, buddy. What do you got?
So I've been doing a lot of research and asking people on Twitter, and the only thing I got was Velociraptor, which I found to be difficult to pronounce.
That's it, Velociraptor. That's your name forever. All right. Gotta go, guys. Great being on the show.
Thanks, John. We appreciate it, brother. It's an honor.